Excuse me.
Monomoko! Hey!
Masanari passed out in the elevator. We need help.
Being unconscious during the trial is not against any school rules. Please take your places at your podiums.
But
it's time for the trial to begin.
Here. I'll keep an eye on him at my podium.
Right.
There. Can we start now?
I guess so.
Then here's my first question. Why the hell are you alive?
What? Huh?
Nakamigawa!
You were supposed to die, right? But you didn't. Hayashi did. So why the hell are you still here? You should be dead.
Do not blame her death on me!
Nakamigawa, seriously! We're 2 seconds in! Don't start!
Seriously? I'm just saying that if Tamba had died instead, Hayashi would still be here, and we actually like Hayashi. So I think it would have been a pretty damn good trade-off. Instead, we lost Hayashi and we got stuck with, what, Tamba? You seriously think Tamba, of all people, deserves to get out of here more than Mai?
Enough! God! That doesn't mean it's Ruiko's fault!
You seem a bit worked up. Did something happen during the investigation?
Oh, shut up! Stop acting like you're so fucking smart, psychoanalyzing me or some shit. You're not.
You're such a prick. We've barely even started the trial. What are you even mad about?
I'm mad because you're here and Mai's gone.
Hold on. Let's not start fighting.
We're all upset that she's gone, but we're supposed to be a team.
Were we a team when you all threw your punishments on her?
Were we a team when you pushed me down the stairs?
Hold on a minute.
Oh, here we fucking go. Did you forget that you pushed me first? Did you forget that you told me I should—
For fuck's sake, enough! Can we focus? We barely have any evidence. We're already fighting. We're down a student, and Mai is dead. Are you all forgetting that? Can you shut up and focus?
Wada. Hey, are you awake?
I'm really not feeling well.
Here, easy.
What do we do?
The trial will proceed as normal.
Right.
Then let's get started. What are we talking about first?
You're surprisingly gung-ho considering the circumstances.
Because I don't want to waste any time. Let's just get this over with.
Tamba, can you talk about the body?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Hold on. Actually, before we get to the body, can you guys start from the very beginning? Yanagi and I still don't really have a full picture of what happened.
The beginning? Like, where?
Going from just before the body discovery would be fine. I guess.
I can explain that. I was there when we found it.
Perfect. Explain.
Right. It was pretty early in the morning. Masanari and I were looking for you two. And for Mai, since you'd all kind of gone missing. We went down to the basement, and Masanari noticed that the pool doors were open. Which didn't make sense, because the morning announcement hadn't gone off yet.
So they should have been locked.
Right, exactly. We figured we'd see what was going on, so... we went in.
Mai was in the pool.
Right. She was floating in the pool, face down. We started freaking out a bit, and we were gonna look for something to pull her out with, but, Masanari fainted, so... After that, Nakamigawa and Ruiko showed up. Nakamigawa took Masanari off my hands, and I was gonna grab something to pull Mai out with, but, Ruiko jumped in the water.
With your broken leg?
I wasn't really thinking.
I helped her pull Mai out. We started investigating after that.
Right. Okay. And just to be 100% certain, she was face down?
Right.
Right.
So what were you guys doing all morning then? Just trapped in the medbay?
Right. The door wouldn't open.
I woke up to the body discovery announcement and started trying to get the door open, but nobody could hear us.
Since you were probably off investigating.
Nobody found us until later on in the day, so we couldn't do much.
We couldn't even do anything in the medbay. It was pitch black.
Right, there was no power.
Christ. The smell of that place.
We were completely locked in from last night to this morning. We don't even know what you guys found.
Then we should start talking about our investigation finds, no?
That seems like as good a starting place as any.
Then we'll go first.
Right.
I figured that any killer with half a brain cell would have wanted to check out the arsenal, at the very least. I mean, there were guns and shit in there, right? If I was going to kill someone, I'd at least do some window shopping in there. So we went upstairs to see if we could find anything.
But when we got there, the arsenal was completely empty.
Completely empty. Someone had literally cleared out the entire place. There wasn't anything left.
But how is that even possible?
No idea. But just to be sure, I have to ask. Did anyone find any of the arsenal supplies during their investigation? Anything like guns, swords, bullets, poison, any of that shit? Great. So that means they're in a room we didn't check.
Where did you check?
We checked all the first floor labs, since they all would have been big enough. They've got to be in some stupid room like the main office or something. Somewhere we wouldn't think to check. Somewhere we'd never get around to. There's no inconspicuous way to hide that many weapons.
Do you really think they would just dump them in some random room like that, though? That their entire plan would hinge on us just not checking there? Doesn't that seem a little risky?
Well, what if that's what the door bombs were for? To keep us from investigating random rooms. If some of the rooms had bombs in them, we'd have to be a lot more careful about which rooms we checked, right? And, I mean, we kind of were.
The bombs were definitely there to keep us from investigating, if nothing else. But, that's not a bad theory. Wonder if that might be it.
Wait, what? How can you be sure that's what the bombs were for?
It makes sense, actually. It's against the rules to kill more than 2 people, right? So if the bombs had been meant to kill us, the killer would be putting themselves at serious risk. What if 2 more people died? They'd automatically lose.
So then... they were just to scare us?
Probably. That's likely why they were non-fatal.
Exactly.
But we still got hurt. Wada cut his forehead.
But he didn't die.
That might have just been a fluke. I don't think they were really meant to kill us either.
But, I mean, were the bombs from the arsenal?
That's what I was wondering too. So I went to go check the library bomb from the other day. Matched up just fine.
So they were from the arsenal then?
Looks like it.
Which means that the killer definitely accessed the arsenal.
Right. So we can probably rule out the idea that Monomoko cleared the arsenal out. Or something. The killer was definitely using the supplies. So I think it's safe to say that they're the one who cleared everything out.
Then... anyone who went to the arsenal last night is suspicious. Right?
Yep. Why are you making that face? Tamba?
Well, I mean...
What did you see?
I don't really think it's anything bad, just...
What did you see?
I saw Wada go into the arsenal!
Tamba!
I'm sorry!
Wada?
The hell? When did you see that?
During the investigation, Wada was showing me the security camera footage and the cameras caught him going into the arsenal in the middle of the night.
Security camera footage?
Wait, yeah, what?
You 2 had security camera footage?
I got it as my reward for defense game.
And you didn't think to mention that?
Probably because it caught him going into the arsenal.
It's not that. I was gonna bring it up, of course. I was going to bring it up. I didn't do anything in the arsenal. Tamba saw the footage. She knows I wasn't carrying anything when I left.
I don't really think Masanari could carry all that stuff out of the arsenal, even if he wanted to. He's a bit tiny.
It's a lot of stuff. If he wasn't carrying anything when he left, that's probably a good sign for him.
And I wasn't. I really wasn't, Tamba. Please tell them I wasn't.
Well, yeah, that part's definitely true. He wasn't carrying anything when he left, but it's definitely still suspicious, right? I mean, we didn't see anyone else go into the arsenal. He was the only one.
Tamba, why are you throwing me under the bus?
I'm just telling them what I saw.
Well, hold on. Is it possible that the killer cleared out the arsenal before last night? I mean, did you guys check that far back on the footage?
No, we only went as far as last night.
And no one else went into the arsenal.
But there's no way someone cleared it out before last night. Because it was still full when I went in.
If you don't mind me asking, what were you doing in the arsenal in the first place?
I just wanted to make sure everything was still there. That stuff is really dangerous. So, yeah.
But there's no way that's possible then. I mean, the stuff couldn't have just disappeared. If Masanari's the only one who went in, then where did everything go?
Well, I mean, did you see that it was gone?
What?
With your own eyes, I mean. Did you see that it was gone? Or did Hiroaki just tell you it was gone?
Excuse me?
No, I definitely saw it. I went inside.
Do you seriously think I tried to trick him like that? He was here for the entire investigation! He didn't even zone out once! Of course he saw it!
Right.
It was completely empty, top to bottom. There was nothing left.
Then, what?
What's up?
I don't understand what's wrong with the cameras.
Can we talk about those cameras a bit more, actually? You got them as your reward?
Right. For the defense game, I got access to the school security cameras.
I didn't even know we had school security cameras.
But they're not working. I thought they'd be worth the trade-off because they'd show us something important, but there's so much missing. Why didn't we catch someone else going into the arsenal? Why didn't we catch Hayashi dying?
Did you get any footage from the pool?
No, because the pool cam was completely unreachable. And I don't know why. We didn't even catch her going down to the pool. We're missing a ton of footage.
Okay, just what did you catch? Where was the last place you picked up Mai?
We saw her heading upstairs, towards the research room.
What?
But we never saw her come back down. I don't understand how she got to the pool.
Yeah, she definitely would have had to pass in front of the cameras again. That hallway's a dead end.
And you never picked her up again? Anywhere else in the school? At all?
Wait, hold on. I'm more concerned with why the pool camera was unreachable. It was completely shut off?
Can we please focus on one thing at a time? This debate is all over the place. We need to organize this. Hasegawa and I still don't even know what happened during the investigation.
Then let's get back on topic. We'll come back to the arsenal after.
Right. Where did you two investigate next?
After we checked the arsenal, we wanted to see if we could find the missing supplies. So we went to go check all the rooms that were big enough to hold them, starting with the first floor labs. Thing is, when we tried to check the engineering lab, the door exploded.
Right. The door bombs. Could you guys elaborate on those a bit?
A bunch of the rooms were rigged with door bombs. I don't know if it was random or if those rooms were important or what, but yeah, when we'd open the door, they'd explode.
Which rooms do you know were trapped?
Well, the engineering lab for sure.
And we set one off in the drama room.
And another one in the art room.
Pretty sure that's all, though.
Right. Okay. Thank you. That does seem pretty random.
Anyway, we didn't find anything in the labs. Not the arsenal supplies, at least.
We checked the wood shop for anything they could have used as a weapon, but there wasn't really anything that matched up with the wound.
What did the wound look like? I haven't really heard much about it.
Let's finish the investigation recap first, please.
Right. But it's all important, isn't it?
Honestly, our investigation kind of ends there. And when we checked out the pool balcony and the student cafe like Ken told us to, but we didn't find anything. We actually didn't find much in the way of evidence at all. Anywhere.
Then we need to hear from Tamba and Masanari.
Right. Where do we start?
With the body, I guess.
Right. Well, I mean, first off, she was in the pool, face down. You know that already. But, she had a pretty big wound on her stomach.
Vertical or horizontal?
Which one goes up and down?
Vertical.
Then, yeah, vertical. It was thin, like a knife, but, it was too big to be a knife.
It was really deep, too. It went all the way through her.
Right. Was there anything else?
There was some blood soaked into the back of her clothes. She was mostly clean, since she had been in the pool, but, her back was still exposed, so I guess it just didn't get the chance to wash out.
We checked her mouth to see if there was any blood, since that's what she and Kamimura always did. But nothing. She did have some pretty nasty cuts on her hands, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They were pretty deep. All the blood had washed out of them. So, we got a pretty graphic look at them. Yeah.
And were those ones vertical too?
No, those ones were horizontal. They went all the way across her palms. Like, you know where the two big lines are at the top of your hands, just under your fingers? Right there.
Right.
Did she fight back then? Those seem like the kind of cuts you'd get from, like, grabbing a blade. Maybe she put up a fight.
Well, I mean, the confusing part is that we didn't find any evidence in the pool room at all. No blood, no weapon, nothing. If she died there, shouldn't there be something?
Well, do we know she died there? I mean, who's to say she didn't die somewhere else?
If there's no evidence at all, isn't that even more reason to think that she didn't die there?
I mean, maybe, but I mean, she has to have died there, right? There's no way anyone could have lifted her. She's way bigger than us. Nobody could have carried her.
Nobody at all? What about, like, Shigeki or Ruiko or something? They're athletes.
Tamba needed your help to pull Mai out of the pool, though. Plus, Shigeki's only got one working hand.
But besides, we're not weightlifters or anything. We're both pretty lithe.
Indeed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You feeling okay?
Yeah, sorry.
Are you gonna pass out again?
I'm just feeling kind of lightheaded. I might just sit for a bit.
You're really not looking well today. Did something happen? Are you hurt?
No, I'm just tired.
Here, steady.
You can probably just sit on the floor for a bit. I doubt that's against the rules.
Right. Why are you staring at me?
When was the last time you ate? Yeah, go on.
Maybe around when Watari died?
What?
A week ago?
Wada!
Masanari.
I'm sorry. I wasn't hungry, so...
There's no way you weren't hungry.
Can we go grab him something? Is that allowed?
I'm afraid that leaving the trial grounds during a trial is strictly prohibited. I'll have to ask you to remain at your podiums.
Why haven't you been eating?
Seriously, a whole week. That's way too long.
It's definitely not good for you.
I didn't have anything. Someone took the food from my room.
From your room?
He had a snack stash under his bed. Remember?
Honestly, I completely forgot.
It's been missing. Maya was gonna help me find it. I had nothing to eat. I couldn't...
Oh, no. That's not an excuse. You had a whole kitchen plus the storage room. You could have eaten. Your bed hoard isn't the end-all be-all of food.
Well, I mean, where did it go, though? Who took it?
I have no idea.
Did anyone find any signs of it during the investigation?
It's probably in someone's dorm room.
Yeah, we didn't actually check anyone's dorms this time around. now that I think about it.
That's because checking the dorms is a giant waste of time. It's never helped us, and it takes like the entire investigation. All we ever find in the dorms are a bunch of red herrings.
That's not entirely true. Since we found Okazaki's printed room key in the dorms, and Okazaki's saw, and Okazaki's knife.
Well, yeah, but most of the time they're completely useless.
Except they're not completely useless. Why did you guys not check the dorm rooms?
I'm actually with him on this one. There's no way we would have had time to check all the dorms.
And whose fault is that?
Don't start.
Okay, but like, one dorm? Hayashi's dorm? Or like, even just the dorms of every student that's still alive?
But we aren't allowed in our dorm rooms anyway, right? So there wouldn't be anything there either way.
The rabbit said we weren't allowed in our dorm rooms until the next killing. After they killed Hayashi, they could use the dorm rooms as much as they wanted.
Listen, we did the best we could. At least the rest of us actually investigated. You've got a lot of nerve to judge our investigation when you didn't find any evidence at all.
I was locked in the medbay, though.
I mean, we'd have had more time if someone didn't get our investigation cut in half.
You cannot seriously be harping on this right now.
Harping? You call that harping? I'll show you harping!
Yeah? Go on. Show me harping.
You made an executive decision on the group's behalf to fuck us all over for your own benefit. You sentenced us all to death, including yourself, just for some bullshit reward that we still don't even know about. It turns out you didn't even need it because Hayashi died anyway.
Just shut up. God.
Oh, yeah. Great comeback, Tamba. Real smart.
You would have done the same thing in my position. I know you would. Everyone knows you would. Because you're selfish.
So then you admit it was selfish of you.
No, I wasn't. I did it because I was scared. Because somebody told me they were gonna kill me.
Oh, so that's unthinkable. But when you tell me that I should kill myself, that's totally fine.
You know what? Yeah, it is. Because the fact that you even tried to kill yourself and yet you're still here is just... Do you know how fucked up that is?
We're not talking about this.
You know who wanted to escape? You know who wanted to go home? Isuno, Sasaki, Chiba, Harada, Kamimura, Suno, Oka...
Oh, don't even go there. Shut the hell up.
If you, the guy who didn't even want to be here anymore, had just killed yourself when you wanted to kill yourself, we could have gotten a free fucking round at the very least.
What the fuck is wrong with your head? There's no way you'd be saying that shit if it had been Kamimura trying to...
Enough! Both of you!
I needed my reward to be safe. I needed my reward because I want to live. Sorry that you can't grasp that.
You didn't even need it! You weren't in danger either way! Clearly! Since Hayashi's the one who ended up dead!
Yeah, because I wasn't around.
Then you admit that it's your fault!
What? That's not what I...
Where even were you last night?
Where were you last night?
On the balcony with Takeshi, who can back up my testimony and prove I was there. Your turn.
What about Wada? Why are we all so quick to move on from him going to the arsenal in the middle of the night?
It's suspicious, but it's not what we're talking about right now. Where were you?
Tamba, I have a question, if you don't mind. What was your reward?
I mean, does it matter since the game's nearly over anyway?
It does.
God, enough of this! Just answer the damn question already! You're wasting our fucking time!
Nakamigawa!
Tamba, Nakamigawa, stay over there.
Seriously? I wasn't going to hit her or anything, God!
Then stay over there. You've caused her enough damage.
Oh, this is rich. This is so fucking rich. Where was this whole protective night shtick when she pushed me down the stairs? Huh? Oh, I think you're forgetting that all I did was fight back.
That's not fighting back. She never actually pushed you down the stairs.
Because I caught myself. I did the exact same thing to her that she did to me. The only difference is that she actually fell.
That's a massive difference.
You're such a shallow moron. It's genuinely unbearable.
Excuse me?
Yeah, mad? I'm right. when it's Tamba getting hurt, despite the fact that she's been a miserable fucking monster all goddamn week, you're practically on your knees trying to defend her. Oh, but when I'm the one she's been fucking with for like 7 days straight, you couldn't care less because what? Because I'm not a girl? Because I'm Hiroaki? What's your take? Because I genuinely can't fucking tell.
Hey, excuse me. Can we please get back to the trial? There are a few things I still want to clear up before we go any further.
Fine. Go ahead.
Right, Tamba and Wada, why did you two never come back to open the medbay door? We were waiting for you.
Right. We went up to the art room to look for the alcohol, like you said. We set off a door bomb while we were up there, but we went in anyway. And, yeah, nothing. We couldn't find a single thing in Ojima's bag. So we figured that if we couldn't find anything there, we would go down to the kitchen and grab a big knife to pop the door open with. But then we remembered we still had to check the security footage, and we were running out of time. So we booked it upstairs. But we kind of had to cut you loose. Sorry.
I'm still confused on why the medbay door wouldn't open in the first place.
I mean, it probably just got stuck, right?
There's no way it was just stuck. We tried everything to get it open. We were pounding on that door for hours. We did everything short of breaking it down. It was definitely sealed.
Sealed?
Yeah, with wood glue or super glue or something like that.
But why would someone superglue the door?
To lock you in. Probably.
Honestly, yeah. That's the only option I can think of. Someone did it to trap us inside.
So you think it was on purpose then?
I do. I'm not sure if it was to lock us specifically inside, but it was definitely intentional, if nothing else. Maybe we just got hit at random.
But how would anyone even know we'd be in the medbay? It's not like Tamba's injury was a scheduled event, not to mention the fairly uninviting state of the place. How could they have expected us to go there?
Well, that's a pretty easy question. Who sent you to the medbay? Ding ding, there you go. That's who could have predicted you'd end up in the medbay.
What are you implying?
But that still doesn't make any sense, right? We couldn't have known that Tamba was gonna break her leg.
Are you seriously trying to say that Hayashi was the one who glued the doors? You're throwing her under the bus at her own murder trial?
Does anything else make sense? She sent them to the medbay. If the person who sent them to the medbay is the same person who glued the doors, then she glued the doors.
But, I mean, we don't know that whoever sent them to the medbay also glued the doors. That's just a guess.
God, this better not be another fucked up, convoluted suicide. If she's pulling a Watari, I'll be mad.
She's not! You're being completely ridiculous right now! I can't even begin to grasp what you're suggesting. Mai didn't kill herself. It had to have been someone else who sealed the doors.
Actually, the more I think about it, the less outrageous it gets. She sent you to the medbay, yeah? So she definitely knew that's where you went. But when you never came back, she never came to look for you. Weird.
But because she was occupied with Tamba!
What would Mai even gain from locking them in the medbay, though? That doesn't really benefit her, does it?
Unless Mai was cooking up a little murder plan of her own.
Shut up!
Here we go again.
What have you been talking about? Mai wouldn't kill anyone! She would never do that!
Again, not a defense, just a character witness testimony.
You've met her! Do you seriously think she would do something like that?
I've met her. I don't know her. And frankly, if you guys treated me how you treated her during Loyalty Game, I'd be pretty eager to kill you too.
Well, Mai's not like you! She wouldn't hurt any of us!
Didn't she slap Wada across the face in our first week here? And she practically threw Okazaki after she found out what she did to Wada. Not that any of that's relevant, but I'm just saying, she would hurt us. So that defense doesn't really make any sense.
She didn't do anything! We're wasting time on this. It's pointless. Let's just move on already.
I'd rather not be executed. So regardless of whether or not you buy it, I feel like we should discuss it at the very least. Once it's discussed, we can rule it out and move on. Then she'll be completely vindicated.
But we don't have to discuss it! We don't have to vindicate her! We already know that she's innocent.
God, how many times do we need to rehash this? That's how a trial works! We need to rule out every conceivable possibility. You think we ever would have gotten past Watori's trial if we didn't think outside the box? You think we would have gotten past Chiba's? Beyond a reasonable doubt. That's the tagline. We need to exhaust every avenue.
Who would she even have killed? Who was her target? How would us being locked in the medbay contribute to that in any way?
I mean, I definitely agree that it's worth discussing, but I have to admit, I'm kind of lost too. If it was her murder plan, how did she end up dead? I don't think there's anyone in the school that could actually overpower her in a fight.
Okay, see? Totally valid question, totally valid concern. This is why we're discussing it, so we can pursue the idea and rule it out.
Then, I guess we should figure out where Mai went last night. After Tamba got hurt. I mean, where'd she go next?
Well, Skater Boy, where'd she go? Well?
I mean, I didn't actually see her again after that. The last time I really spoke to her was in the student cafe. After that, we ran to go help Tamba, and then I didn't see her again.
The student cafe? What was she doing in there?
It's kind of hard to explain.
Was it about the notes?
The one she interrogated us over?
That would be the case, yes. She was following them.
Still?
Could you explain the notes a bit? I haven't really been following that, saga.
She had been receiving notes for a few days now, telling her to go to various rooms or do various things that would help us escape. It was the notes that led her to activating that explosive in the library. It was the notes that had her setting up all those bucket traps above the doors. It was the notes that brought her up to the student cafe. But I don't actually know where the next one told her to go.
What? But that's important! I bet she was following a note when she got killed! You don't have any idea?
Genuinely, I don't. Typically she'd tell me, but we didn't really get the chance to discuss it.
Then maybe she was sent up to the 4th floor west wing. That's where the cameras caught her last. It would make sense if that was the last place she went.
Well, I mean, what did the note actually say? We don't have it? We can't just check. Did you guys at least look for it? You looked for it, right? You checked her pockets? That seems like it was probably an extremely crucial clue, so I think it probably should have been kind of pertinent to check her pockets.
Well, we're not actual detectives!
No, but if you could think of it, we could have thought of it too.
That might be optimistic.
It's fine, just let's move on.
Note or no note, I'm pretty sure she went upstairs. That's the last place we caught her on camera. Heading up towards the resource center.
But if the last place she went to was the resource center, how did her body end up in the pool?
I mean, that part I'm not so sure about.
Well, she can teleport, right?
The rabbit teleported her. Mai can't actually teleport.
I think we can rule that possibility out regardless.
I mean, can we? We know that Mai had a penchant for destroying the school. Is it totally out of the question to think that she thought she found an escape route, started trying to bust her way out, and got teleported by the rabbit again?
Monomoko teleported her out of the school last time. Why would she just teleport her to the pool this time?
It does raise the question, though. What happens if Monomoko kills a student? How do we vote?
In the event that I take the life of a student, a trial will not be held. I can assure you of that.
Okay, then we just need to figure out how Mai could have gone from the resource center to the pool undetected.
Well, we never actually saw her go into the resource center. Just towards it.
Then is it possible that she actually didn't go to the resource center? Maybe she walked straight past it.
What other rooms are over there, though?
The supply closet, the home ec room, and the sewing room. Or, I mean, what's left of it anyway.
And did you guys check any of those rooms.
I mean, we tried to check the resource center, but the floor was practically gone. It's really falling apart there. It wouldn't have been safe.
We didn't think to check the other 3, though. Either way, the sewing room's entire floor is missing, so it's not like we could have done much investigating.
You made the right call. It's not safe up there.
You'd certainly know.
Which cameras did you two actually check? Why weren't you able to check the resource center cameras?
They were too damaged from the fire. A lot of the cameras on the 3rd and 4th floor were like that. Completely out of commission.
Can confirm.
We were running really low on time. So, we only really got the chance to check out the rooms we needed to check out. Plus anywhere we spotted Hayashi, which was pretty much just the West Wing.
Then, is it possible she went to the home ec room instead?
The hell would she do that for?
Well, I mean, what would she go to the resource room for?
No. Hold on. That makes sense. The home ec room connects to the sewing room, right? And like Tamba said, the sewing room floor is completely gone. If Mai had gone to the sewing room, she would have been able to drop down to the computer lab on the 3rd floor without getting spotted at all. If the cameras in the fire zone really were damaged, she wouldn't have been picked up.
But why would she want to do that?
I'm honestly not really sure. The only thing I can think of is that she didn't want to be spotted.
What? By who? By us? By the cameras?
I mean, if it were about the cameras, she'd have to have known about the cameras in the first place.
But I never told anyone about the cameras. Tamba was the only person I told, and that was after Maya had already died.
Well, I mean, the pool camera was broken, right? Somebody broke it. So someone would have had to have known about the cameras. If the pool camera's broken, then is that proof that Mai knew about it?
If you're implying that Mai knew about the pool camera and destroyed it herself, I feel the need to point out that that doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't it, though? If she knew about the camera, she could break it.
Why would she break the camera at the scene of her own death?
I mean, either way, she couldn't have, right? I mean, how would she have even known about the cameras? Wada didn't tell anyone.
Unless he's lying.
Huh?
Masanari?
I'm not. I mean, I didn't. I didn't tell her anything.
Can you prove it, though? Because I can't think of any other way she'd know about the cameras. Nobody else could have told her, right? You were the only person who knew?
Couldn't she have just spotted them on her own?
We've been here for over a month. Have you spotted any cameras?
I mean, good point, I guess.
I mean, at the very least, Mai knew something we didn't. I can't think of any other reason why she'd be so willing to follow those notes around. She was always so careful and cautious, and, well, I mean, in the early days of being here at least, but still, I don't see why she would have followed those notes without a good reason.
Wait, so, do you guys think I killed her?
I mean, I don't think you didn't kill her.
What?
Why were you in the arsenal last night? Easy question.
I already told you.
Okay, let me make it even easier. Why were you actually in the arsenal last night?
I already told you, though.
Hey, easy, let's just... Wada, can you give us a full testimony? Just to clear up the timeline.
A full testimony? Where should I testify from?
From when Tamba fell to the body discovery.
Right, After Hasegawa and Shigeki ran down to the medbay, I went off with Ojima to find Nakamigawa. But Ojima wanted to talk to him alone, so he went to go find him by himself. So I went back to the stairs, where Mai and Tamba were.
Right.
I sat there with them for a bit. But then Mai said she had to check on something, and told us to wait there. So I waited there, but she never came back.
And we definitely waited for a while.
Yeah, nobody was coming back though. Not Mai, not Ojima and Nakamigawa, not Hasegawa and Shigeki. And I mean, Tamba's leg was really hurting, so I went to see if I could find anything to splint it with, just to make sure it stayed, like, steady or whatever.
Sorry for not coming back, by the way. We figured that between the 5 of you, you probably had it handled.
It's fine. But, yeah. I went to the drama room, 'cause I know they've got, like, throw pillows and stuff in there. So, I got some of those, plus some sweaters from the costume cabinet to tie them up with, plus some rulers from the classrooms. The drama room's actually where we found the crutches, too. Pretty nifty supply.
He's no orthopedic surgeon, but he got the job done.
Right. No, whatever she said, but I got the job done. Anyway, after that, Tamba said she wanted to go look for Mai. I offered to come, but she wanted to be alone, so yeah, we split up.
And then?
Um,
Well? Wada, seriously, this is life or death.
It sounds bad.
What do you mean it sounds bad?
I don't want to incriminate myself. I didn't do anything, but it sounds bad.
Wada, whatever you say, or whatever you did, we promise to look at the entire situation objectively. We don't want you to be guilty. We just want to figure out what happened.
I went to the arsenal to get a gun.
What?
For what?
Oh boy.
Masanari, why would you need that?
Just a small one. Like a little handgun for self-defense. I was alone, and everyone was off separately, and I was stressed, and I didn't know how else to keep myself safe, because I'm not good at fighting or anything like that, so I was never gonna use it, I promise. It was just to scare people off. If someone tried to attack me, I don't even know how to load it.
What happened next?
I just shoved it in my pocket and went to the EV room. I figured I was the only person who really comes around the EV room anymore, so it would probably be safe. I hid out in the dark room until morning. I mean, I fell asleep for a little bit, but I was pretty much up all night.
And then?
When I woke up, I couldn't get back to sleep. And I kept thinking about how weird it was that everyone went missing after leaving Tamba. So, I went to go find Ojima. I'd figured I'd check the balcony since he spends a lot of time up there, so... I mean, I didn't want to look for everyone alone. So I woke him up and asked if he'd come look with me.
Yep, that definitely happened.
We figured we'd start in the basement and work our way up. So we went downstairs to start investigating. But we noticed the pool door was open. The morning announcement hadn't gone off yet, so it should have still been locked. We went inside to check it out, and there was Mai.
I mean, I guess that all checks out. Kind of.
Well, wait, hold on. Does it? Wada, you weren't allowed in the basement, right? That was your dare. You couldn't go back into the basement until the next killing took place.
Huh!
Wait!
That's a very interesting point, Hasegawa.
I just forgot! I swear!
It has to be a misunderstanding. He wouldn't.
He wasn't allowed in the basement until the next murder took place. That was the rule. So if he knew he could go into the basement, he knew Mai was dead.
It's not like that! I had no idea! I just forgot I wasn't allowed to go down there!
How could you possibly forget that? It was like your only dare.
I don't know. I just forgot, I swear.
That's really not a defense. Think about it. You know Mai's dead in the pool, so you know you can go downstairs without issue. You bring Takeshi with you so the body discovery announcement will activate. You lead him straight to the pool because you know she's in there, and then you pretend to be all shocked when you find her.
But I didn't.
It's adding up pretty nicely now, I think. I mean, you were there when Mai was investigating and explaining Okazaki's door trap, right? No wonder you'd know how to set your own bomb traps on the doors. And don't try to play dumb on that one either. We know you've got engineering skills. We were all there when you took apart the shake light.
Nakamigawa, seriously, I just forgot. I didn't know she was dead, I swear I forgot.
You knew how to set the bombs. You knew you were allowed to go to the basement. You were the only person who went to the arsenal in the middle of the night. You were the only person who knew about the cameras. So that's why the pool camera ended up broken. Not sure how we didn't realize it sooner. Of course you'd be the one to break it. It's like you said, right? You didn't tell a single other person about the cameras.
I forgot! I forgot, I promise I can't think anymore. I can't do this anymore. I'm tired, I can't, I'm starving, I'm exhausted, and I'm scared, and I can't think anymore. I forgot, I promise, I forgot, I promise I didn't do anything bad, I just forgot, I wasn't thinking, fuck, I didn't do anything bad.
What are you?
I didn't do anything! I didn't do anything bad. I'm a good kid. I didn't do anything bad. I didn't hurt you. I'm so tired. I'm so hungry. I'm tired. I'm just... Fuck, please, I didn't do anything. I'm a good kid. I didn't hurt anyone. I just forgot. I didn't do anything bad. I didn't hurt you. I'm just tired. I'm so sorry. I didn't hurt anyone. I didn't... I didn't tell Mai about the cameras. I don't know how she found out. I didn't tell her. I didn't mean to go into the basement. I forgot.
I think we should go over everyone else's testimonies. That would give us a better idea of the timeline.
Right, yeah. I'll go first.
Right.
After Tamba and I argued, I needed to calm down. So I went upstairs to the balcony to clear my head a bit. I was up there alone for a little while, and then Takeshi showed up and we talked for a bit. I don't know how long. I fell asleep at some point. I didn't wake up until the body discovery. Didn't leave once.
He's right. As far as I know, at least. I fell asleep a little bit after he did, and I left in the morning before he woke up. At the very least, while I was with him, he didn't go anywhere.
I mean, you can't really be each other's alibis if you both fell asleep, though.
Well, what the hell do you want me to say? That's my alibi. That's where I was. I can't exactly change it.
I know. But I'm just saying, it's not exactly airtight. Just to clarify, though, Ojima, can we hear your testimony? For the same time frame.
Right. Well, I mean, it's like Masanari and Nakamigawa said, mostly. After Ruiko fell, Masanari and I left to go find Nakamigawa. We looked around for a little while, but after a bit of searching, I realized he was probably up on the balcony, and I figured he didn't want to talk to anyone else. So I told Masanari that I'd go alone.
And yet you still came up.
Well, I mean, I don't count, though, right?
Not in your own mind, apparently.
Can we please get back to your testimony?
Right, sorry. I went upstairs to the balcony, and Nakamigawa was there, so we talked for a bit. After a while, he fell asleep, and, well, honestly, I didn't know everyone else was missing yet, so I just kind of stayed. I wasn't awake too much longer after he was.
Right, that lines up.
Masanari came and woke me up in the early morning hours and told me he wanted to go look for the others. But he was worried about being alone, so I went with him. It's like he said. We agreed to start in the basement and work our way up, but we found Mai pretty quickly, so we stopped there.
If we all have to testify, then you have to testify too, Hasegawa.
I literally couldn't have gone anywhere. We were locked in the medbay.
Still, you need to have a testimony.
Seriously?
If it'll ease her suspicions, let's just get it over with.
Alright. After you hurt your leg, Mai told us to run down to the medbay and grab some supplies. So, we went downstairs. The door to the medbay swings shut automatically unless you prop it open, so, we ran in and it closed behind us. We couldn't really see anything though, since the power was out, and the smell was really, really strong, so we tried to open the door just to get some light and some air.
But it was stuck.
Right, it wouldn't open.
I kept yelling and banging on it for a while, trying to get everyone's attention, but nobody came. Hasegawa wasn't feeling well, and it was getting late, so we eventually gave up. Hasegawa fell asleep at some point, and I fell asleep fairly soon after.
I didn't wake up until the next morning when Yanagi started pounding on the door again.
Right. When the body discovery announcement went off.
The door didn't actually open again until it was time to gather at the elevator.
How did it open though?
We have no idea. It just wasn't stuck anymore.
Allow me to clarify.
Huh?
The door was shut rather firmly. It was decided that it would be unfair to punish you for not attending the trial, whilst also not enabling you to attend freely. As such, I opened the door myself. Otherwise, it would have remained stuck, and you would not have been able to participate.
That clears up a lot.
You couldn't have opened it at the start of the investigation? Is it not imperative that we be allowed to investigate?
If the door had been locked, I would have unlocked it, as per the investigation guidelines. However, if the door was only physically sealed, it falls outside of my jurisdiction.
Okay, so now that that's out of the way, Tamba, testimony.
Huh?
You made Shigeki and Hasegawa testify, so now it's your turn. Testimony, go.
I mean, sure, that's fine. It's not really all that exciting, though. After everyone ran off, Hayashi and I just kinda sat there waiting on the stairs. Wada came back after a little while. It's like he said, though, after a bit. Hayashi said she had to go check on something and told us to wait there. We sat around for a bit, but she never came back, and my leg was really hurting. So, Wada went to go grab some stuff from the drama room for me.
Speaking of, those crutches look kind of big on you.
A bit, yeah, but they're better than nothing, you know? Anyway, after we got me all patched up, I wanted to go look for Mai. Wada wanted to come with me, but, I don't know. I was kind of worried to pair off with someone. It was fine on the stairs, 'cause everyone knew where I was, but heading off to a different part of the school alone with someone seemed dangerous.
Because you're a paranoid idiot.
Because I was thinking about my own safety!
Nakamigawa, just let her testify.
Anyway, yeah, I went looking for Mai, but I couldn't find her, so I just hung out in the art room for the rest of the night.
Right. I think we can piece together a timeline from that. It would have gone down something like this. After the night game, Tamba and Nakamigawa got into an argument in the stairwell. Somehow, Tamba ended up injured at the bottom of the staircase.
Because he pushed me.
Regardless of what happened, everyone heard Tamba screaming, so he ran to come see what was going on. While everyone was rushing to Tamba, Nakamigawa ran away.
Whatever.
Mai sent myself and Hasegawa to go retrieve medical supplies. While Ojima and Masanari left to go find Nakamigawa, Mai stayed behind. Soon into their search, Ojima and Masanari split up. Masanari returned to Mai and Tamba, while Ojima went upstairs to the balcony to speak with Nakamigawa. Meanwhile, myself and Hasegawa had become trapped in the medbay.
This all sounds right so far.
When nobody came back to Tamba's post, Mai said she had to go check on something, told Tamba and Masanari to wait in the stairwell, and left.
Right. She went upstairs.
Right. Upstairs. She never came back. So instead, Masanari tended to Tamba's injuries. And then the two of them split up. Tamba left to go look for Mai, and Wada headed to the arsenal to grab a self-defense weapon.
Right.
After that, Masanari went to the Avery room for the night. Tamba searched around for Mai, but couldn't find her, so she set up camp in the art room for the night. Everyone went to sleep around this point in time. In the early morning hours, Masanari woke up, retrieved Ojima, and the two discovered Mai in the pool.
So then what the hell was Mai doing during all this?
Well, whatever she was doing, Wada's right. She definitely went upstairs, so it had to be up there.
Then is it possible that that's when she went up to the resource room? Computer lab. Wherever it was she went.
Okay, well here's another possibility. Somebody's lying, because someone has to have killed Mai. It can't be Shigeki or Hasegawa because they were locked in all night. It can't be me or Takeshi because we were each other's alibis all night. That means it has to be either Wada or Tamba. So one of them is lying.
What? But I'm not lying! After Wada and I split up,
No, hold on. Don't. I want to ask a question first. Wada, You said you got Tamba's crutches from the drama room, right? From props or costumes or whatever?
Right.
So when you went in to get the crutches, did a door bomb go off?
No, definitely not. The door just opened like normal.
But when you investigated the drama room today, the door exploded, right?
Right. You saw.
Good. We agree. So by that logic, that we both agree is sound, the door bombs have to have been set in the middle of the night, right? After you went through the door to get the crutches, but before you went through the door to investigate.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. It does make sense. So by that logic that we both agree makes sense, the bombs would have had to be set by someone who was mobile at night. So even if you don't buy our testimony, Yanagi and Hasegawa are cleared. If you do buy our testimony, then it has to be either you or Tamba.
But
Which leads into my question for Tamba.
Yeah?
You were in the art room, right? All night.
Which
Which means you would have seen someone setting up the door trap, yeah?
I must have been asleep or something.
Or, alternatively, you weren't in the art room at all.
I was! I swear I was!
Then what did you see? Yeah?
Fine! I wasn't in the art room!
Good God, Tamba, tell me you didn't.
I didn't! I really didn't! That's the only thing I lied about!
Alright, so where were you then?
I was in the garden. I went upstairs looking for Hayashi, but I couldn't find her, and then I was too tired from moving around on the crutches to go all the way back downstairs. So I just stayed in the garden for the night.
Hold on, there's no way that's true. You got to the body right away after the body discovery played. There's no way you were 5 floors up.
For fuck's sake, can you just give an actual testimony without lying? It's not that hard! Just tell us where you were already!
I can't!
Why?
Because it would make me look really bad. It'd make me look like I killed her.
Well, did you kill her?
No!
Then just give us your damn testimony already! You're making this shit so much harder than it needs to be for no reason!
Tamba, please. If you're innocent, you'll be exonerated through due process. We just need to know where you were. Please, just testify one more time. Truthfully.
Right. After Wada and I split up, I went down to the basement. I spent the night in the laundry room.
Wait, what? The laundry room's locked at night, isn't it?
I know.
And you got in anyway?
My reward for the defense game was a master key for every room in the school that locks at night. The laundry room, the auditorium, everything.
The pool.
And the pool. Yeah.
You fucking killed her! You absolutely fucking killed her!
I didn't! I swear I didn't!
You did! You fucking killed her!
Hiroaki!
Nobody else could have opened the pool except you! You had a key!
I only used it to get into the laundry room, though! I swear! I had no idea how she got in the pool!
Is there any other way someone could have gotten in? Could someone have broken the lock?
They punish us for breaking locks, though.
Nobody broke the fucking lock! Why are we dodging around like this? It was Tamba! It was obviously Tamba!
You just want it to be me because you hate me!
God, you're so self-absorbed! Why the hell would I want it to be you? I don't care who it is! I just want to get out of here! It's not about picking the killer I'd want the most! It's about facts! You're the only person who could have broken into the pool in the middle of the night! Not to mention the fact that you were alone the whole time! If it has to be either you or Wada, then it's you!
Just hold on a minute. Should we really be jumping to conclusions like this?
I mean, could Hayashi have broken the lock? I know we get punished for breaking things, but that didn't exactly stop her before.
After last time, there's no way she'd try it again.
Definitely not.
We've talked about our alibis extensively, but we've hardly talked about Hayashi at all. still don't even understand what happened to her.
Why are we just brushing over this?
We're not, but we need more info. It's a big decision. We can't just vote on one piece of evidence.
Yeah.
Let's look at the state of the body. That might help clear some things up. If we can figure out what happened after she went upstairs, it'll probably tell us a lot.
Good thinking.
Wada, if you wouldn't mind telling us what you guys found?
Why Wada? I investigated the body too!
Because nobody trusts you. Let him talk.
Shut up!
Wada?
Masanari?
Uh-huh. Right. What?
Tell us about the body.
Right. She...
Are you feeling alright?
Yeah, it's just... Sorry,
He's totally out of it.
Tamba may need to do the talking after all.
I can talk! I swear! I'll tell the truth this time! All of it!
Go on then.
Okay, so, first off, her back. She had blood soaked into the back of her clothes. It was kind of hard to tell because she wears all black, but yeah, we didn't notice until we actually touched her clothes and my hands came up all bloody.
Relax. You were fine when you saw Masanari's head wound, right? Get over it.
That was different. The adrenaline was carrying me.
She had a wound going all the way through her abdomen and out her back. Vertical, like Wada said. From just above her navel up to her torso. Plus, she had all those gashes on her hands. Exactly where Wada said. I think we're probably right in thinking that she tried to fight back.
God, can we speed this up already?
You're the one who was just saying we should talk about the body!
Because I didn't think we'd be rehashing the same points we already went over like 20 minutes ago.
Sorry for being detailed. The stakes are kind of high.
I just want to get this over with already.
Oh, right. Because every extra minute we spend solving Mai's murder is cutting into your shooting up in the bathroom time.
Fuck off! Are you serious? I'm not... How is that relevant to anything? Sorry that you don't have any sense of urgency in figuring out who killed your best friend. Probably because you were too busy, I don't know, stabbing her to death? Lucky fucking her. She doesn't have to put up with you anymore.
How could you say something like that? What the fuck is wrong with your head?
What the fuck is wrong with you, Tamba?
What's wrong with me? Right now? Oh, I don't know. Maybe the fact that my leg is broken? That you went crazy and pushed me down a flight of stairs and ruined my athletic career for the rest of my fucking life?
You know what? Good. I'm glad I ruined your fucking career. I'm glad I ruined the rest of your fucking life. I hope it's a real rough hour for you until you get executed. I hope you fucking die here.
Nakamigawa, what the hell? Rui, God, I'm so sorry. He didn't mean that. He's not feeling well right now.
Not feeling well? That's what we're calling it? He's a junkie! He wants to rush us through this so he can go down a bottle of pills or shoot him in a toilet stall or something! He's not feeling well because he's gone 2 minutes without—
God, just shut the fuck up already! How are you still talking?
Wait. How did Nakamigawa even get, medication in the first place?
Just fucking drop it! None of this has anything to do with the case! Fucking Christ!
It was his reward for the confession game. He lost it a week ago.
Then, how'd he get it back?
Someone dropped it off at my dorm a few nights ago, okay?
Who?
I don't know. It was sitting in front of my door when I got back to my room.
Right.
Can we please stay focused on the trial? Just bouncing around topics like this is making it hard for me to concentrate.
We don't have anything left to talk about, though. There's no evidence left.
So what are you suggesting?
There has to be something we can talk about. What? Would you rather us just give up and die?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I have no idea where to go from here. We don't know where Mai went. Wada's barely even coherent right now. Hiroaki's totally losing it. Yanagi and Hasegawa have nothing to contribute to the trial because they didn't investigate. What are we supposed to do? We're at a dead end. We're screwed.
Then, wait. Is it possible that all those points are intentional?
Intentional? What do you mean?
I mean, is it possible those obstacles were engineered to make the trial more difficult for us?
I was thinking the same thing, honestly.
I'm lost.
He's suggesting that someone stole Wada's food stash, returned Hiroaki's reward, and sealed the medbay door specifically to mess with us and ruin our debate.
What? No way. Nobody would think that far ahead.
Well, it certainly takes some of the suspicion off of you, at the very least.
I mean, when you think about it, the killer's probably been planning this whole thing since before Watari even died.
What? No way.
How could you know that?
Well, I mean, Tamba's note was typed, right? That's been bothering me all week now. I've been checking every room I can think of, but the computer lab was definitely the only room in the school you could print from. That means if her note was typed and printed, it had to have been typed and printed over a week ago, before the computer lab burned down.
A whole week ago?
They've been planning for that long?
There's no way.
It'd definitely be smart of them.
A lot of killers got caught because of flaws in their plans. If someone took a whole week to plan out their murder, it'd definitely help iron out the kinks.
Exactly.
Then, that means...
It means we need to rethink anything and everything weird that's been happening up until Mai died.
Over the whole week?
Doesn't really narrow it down. There's been a lot of weird shit going on this week.
Then we need to look at all of it.
Wada?
Hey, Masanari.
Just give me a minute.
Here. Sit for a sec.
There's nothing we can get him?
I'm afraid not.
Then can we, take a 10-minute break? Just to, reset a bit?
You're welcome to do whatever you'd like with your trial time.
Okay, then give us, 10 minutes.
Of course.